Welcome to today's course. Welcome to SALVUS. Today we are going to learn more of best execution requirements and actually master best execution requirements. My name is Evdokia and I'm the instructor for this course. This workshop includes, of course, video recordings like these ones that we are presenting now, which are always available for everyone to study, to redo, to rewatch at own rhythm, at own pace. Self-study material for revision and preparation are also included within the online portal. You can print them or you can download them and keep them at your files. Test questions for self-assessment at key points through the workshop for you to identify areas that you require to be revisited or to ensure that your understanding is accurate. What you will learn from this workshop: of course, you will be provided with necessary knowledge concerning the responsibilities of best execution as per MiFID II. We will also go through practical examples and prepare you for an inspection, possibly by the regulator. You will be, of course, equipped with latest developments on this field and get to practice acquired knowledge through test questions. The workshop of this, the contents of this workshop includes detailed information about best execution responsibility. We deep dive to Circular 343, which is the latest one issued from CySEC in relation to best execution, the best practices that firms need to follow, and of course the efficiencies that are identified for inspections. We are going to discuss best execution practice through a best execution monitoring tool which we have in place. We are also presenting to you the new requirement for RTS 27 and 28 reports, where this shall be applicable and revise the existing regulatory circulars, the RTSs, of course, of how you can prepare this monitoring data and the reports, sharing with the clients through the company's website. We're also concluding this course with tips on how you can prepare for a best execution inspection. We finalize the course with 10 test questions for assessing your knowledge, and of course we are providing a certification of 5 hours of CPDs. Welcome to the first section of our course, where we're discussing the responsibility of the firms over best execution. Therefore, within this first section, we are introducing our audience, you, to your responsibility and what is changing from MiFID I to MiFID II. Therefore, this section, we are discussing MiFID I, MiFID II, the responsibility of the firms, and then we are going over Q&As related to best execution. So, best execution responsibility under MiFID I referred to the duty of the investment firms, so they take all reasonable steps to obtain the best possible result when executing client orders. We highlight here the reasonable steps. Within this section, we are discussing CySEC Circular 343, and we provide insights from best practices to comply with best execution. This is an interesting section, I will say, so you will be able to see and follow on the rest sections of this course where we are explaining in depth how you can comply with the best execution. So within this section, we're discussing how you can create a sound order execution policy, best execution arrangements that you can follow in practice, the pre-trade execution settings, any bad practices were observed and mentioned by the regulator, monitoring program which has to be in place, and the record keeping, and which, as I said previously, it's very significant to have record keeping. Otherwise, you are not proving that you are doing anything. On-site checks by the compliance officers were responsible through monitoring program to ensure that the department responsible for execution are following the exact requirements and best execution is achieved. Internal auditor involvement through this process, and of course we discussed and good practices that are observed and marked by the regulator. So, CySEC reported a few findings, and we are starting from here. Finding number 1. SIFs shall establish and publish an order execution policy. This policy has to be specific, of course, and in detail enough for the clients to understand the firm's arrangements before then placing an order and entering a trade. So I will say in other words that this policy serves as for clients to make an informed decision about the products to purchase. So you need to draw in a way in detail, and how much in detail you can be, everything related to your products. We now move into our insights and how we can perform best execution in practice. We operate under the SALVUS RegTech program, where this is set up specifically for the best execution. And where you can see from the tables here, you can track all the metrics and the as per the importance, of course, of your policy, but you can track the actual trades and take actions of your best execution of your actual data. So we will now go through examples of how you can ensure best execution in practice. Of course, there are many systems in place, but here we try to show to you what you can do and what information you can obtain. Our last section for this course will be, of course, to help you prepare for a best execution inspection. We have been there and we know how stressful is that to be under inspection and to think of, have I done enough? Do I have everything that they will ask me? So by now, you have enough information to go and check your practices, your policies, to see whether you have things in place. So here we will actually summarize what we have done, help you prepare for this inspection, potential questions that you will have from the regulator, and finally, sharing with you again the importance of being compliant. Don't take it lightly, because this specific area, the regulatory area, serves with the main aim of CySEC to protect the investors. This is the product, as I said many times so far. Therefore, you have to ensure compliance with that. The regulator, which is the team coming from the supervisor at CySEC, will give you maybe 2 or 3 days notice for this inspection. The notice is short, so you either have things in place or you don't. They will ask to interview risk manager dealing on an account, if you have this license, this service, maybe reception transmission of orders, compliance officer, and perhaps an executive director. So be ready.